8 foot, 7 foot, 6 foot bunch.
Daylight come and me
one
want
go
go home.
Come, Mr. Tallyman.
Tally me bananas. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hobby Talk. I am Magikarp, and this is a Demaki.
Demaki. Hi.
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 Hello. As you guys can tell, we are not Tom and Mark. Reasoning behind that is because we've just run into some scheduling issues. As of right now, we're in some tough times, and people, they have like other priorities and stuff like that.
Life priorities.
Yep, lots of life priorities. And so because of that, they will no longer be the hosts of Hobby Talk, but they will come back onto the channel every once in a while once things start picking up and they have like more free time and stuff like that.
Yep.
But as of right now, you guys are stuck with us.
Yep.
Show's not canceled. I would never cancel the show.
Well, they think that we're stuck in here with them, but really
they're stuck in here with us.
Yes.
I know that there's an ongoing joke of saying Matt's gonna cancel the show. I would never cancel the show.
No.
We knew that we wanted to make a show called Hobby Talk before anything started. So it wouldn't make sense as to why we would cancel it.
Because we've all had since starting this hobby, there's literally been all kinds of things that we wish we knew and we would like to share now that we do know.
Yep, exactly. So that's what this episode is about. We're going to be talking about things that we wish we knew, and who would know them better than people that started about a year ago. Yep. So think of this as an episode of talking about all the shit that we went through, so then you guys don't make the same mistakes that we did.
And if you want to know even more after this, then you can always come to the Discord and submit a question to one of us. We're always on there.
Yeah. We do have an official DiceCheck Discord in the link in the description. So if you guys want to go check that out, talk to us. We're pretty active inside of it.
Yep.
I'm the resident Tyranid. I'm just inside the Tyranid area.
He is. He's the resident bug. That's where he is. He's like a cockroach. He's there until the lights come on.
And even if you were to kill me, I would still show up again. So we have that. We also have the P.O. box.
Yes.
We did get something cool in the P.O. box.
That we did.
Got a bunch of these little dice holders.
Yep. From Craig.
Yeah, this one's a Tyranid one. Should I get the other ones? Go get it, arm.
That didn't work.
But we got these little dice holders, so then you can put your dice in here when you're transporting your models and be like, boom, bitch. What would you do if it just poured out a bunch of cocaine?
Oh, dude, that would have been, oh, this video has changed drastically.
But yeah, if you guys want to send us stuff, then you guys are free to do that. But let's get into the meat of this video, talking about things we wish, the stuff that we wish we knew.
Yes.
We when we started, we fucked up so much.
Hard. So hard. Well, I mean, was it our fault or was it Bricky's fault?
It was probably Bricky's fault.
It was Bricky's fault.
I mean, so the first thing that we should talk about is obviously don't buy 2,000 points when you first go into this hobby. Don't do that. Go a little bit at a time. Maybe 500 points. Maybe find one model that you really like and then use that. Also, if you go to a local game store, you might be able to find people there and test out stuff. Tabletop Simulator is a great asset as well. Basically, what we're trying to say is that you just need to do your research.
Yes, do your research. I mean, I didn't do my research. I mean, it ended up being fine, but yeah, do your research. I mean, there's still mistakes that can happen even with just picking what you think looks cool. Like, for instance, this thing.
The Storm Surge.
The Storm Surge. It looks cool.
It looks cool, yeah.
And
you bought it off of the idea of get what's cool.
Yeah, I bought it off of the idea of giant robot must kill things. It must be really good because it's a giant robot and it has a big ass gun. It is cool aesthetically, but with how my army plays in this edition right now, this is not feasible. You don't take this.
Yeah, even in 8th edition. I think I've only seen you run that 5 times.
I broke it. It looks better though. Oops.
Yeah, he's only ran it 5 times or something, and that was pretty much it. When we say do your research, we mean obviously get stuff that you think is cool.
Yeah.
Just because it's cool. It's cool looking. But also do your research because you don't know if you can actually play it or not, right?
Yep.
If you're just buying stuff for just the idea of painting and collecting, buy whatever the hell you want. Buy whatever model you think looks cool. But if you're also thinking about playing it on tabletop, you should probably also look into whether or not the model is good or not. Like, for example, I have 4 Carnifexes.
Right.
These guys, I bought these because I tried to do my research, but like I couldn't find any information of like what to get, like what to start off with Tyranids. And I was like, all right, sure, I'll try out Carnifexes or something. Maybe that'll be good. So I have like 4 of these. Never use them because after I was building them, I realized how garbage they are. And they're so bad that I've never fielded one of them. I've never even finished painting them, and it makes me angry that I bought this. Yeah, I could have used it to buy other stuff that I wanted to buy, like Tyranid Warriors or other stuff that like I would have actually used on the table. You know what I mean? Like even this guy. This is the Sporicist.
Yep.
I bought this, and I literally can't play it. I literally cannot field this thing in 9th edition.
I mean, it's the same thing like with the Storm Surge. Like for how much that thing costs, that's a Riptide and like another box of something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So just like do your research just because you don't know if you're going to be able to play stuff that you like that looks cool or not.
Yeah, and you won't always be lucky.
Yeah.
One day your luck will run out. Like
Yep.
Or all your armies will get the codexes except one, and then you don't care. So.
Yeah.
So well, I mean, because like your codex is so vast, even with the Forge World models, like you have access to like so many goodies, but like most of them aren't even worth taking.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine if I was like, oh, dude, I love Raveners, so I bought a bunch of Raveners, and then I found out that I could only bring like 6 Raveners, but I had like 10. Right? It's just like stuff like that. Like do your research, figure out what works for your army, what doesn't work. What's your favorite type of play style also?
Well, another one of my favorite accidents too was that when I got the Drukhari book and I started buying models, I never opened the codex before I started buying the models.
Yeah. Oh,
so I had no idea like how the army worked, and I didn't realize, oh, Drukhari's 3 different armies until later on when I opened the codex, and I was like, okay, good thing I only bought like 2-ish right now. Yeah.
And Drukhari was like your second army, right?
Yeah.
Like right after Tau?
Yeah.
So you bought Drukhari, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get this and this and this and this because this looks cool, this looks cool. And then you found out, oh, this isn't how they play.
Yeah, that's not how they work. Okay.
One of the best ways to do your research is to check the chapter approved, FAQs, and rule updates.
Yes, all these lovely books that are right here in front of Matt.
Oh, yes. This is chapter approved 2020. You guys, if you guys just started in 9th edition, then this is the book that you're going to see. This is the Monitorium Field Manual. It has all of the points updates.
Which that's already changed.
Yeah, this has already changed because of the FAQs.
Yep.
But this is something that you definitely need when it comes out. This is a white dwarf. This is what I mean by doing your research, right? Yep. When I picked up Harlequins, I didn't know that their rule set was in a White Dwarf magazine.
Yeah, because we thought that their PA, their Psychic Awakening, was inside the Craft World Drukhari one, and it wasn't. And then Matt's like, no, it's in this White Dwarf.
Yeah, it's in this fucking magazine. So it's just like in this one-off magazine of rules. So you need to stay on top of the rules if you want to get like stuff that makes your army better, cooler, new units. I think there's even like a new orc unit that's inside of here. Even with new Drukhari, right? You have the Cheriton now.
Well, yeah, and that's also weird. So like even with 9th, there's even new changes. Like I just got pretty much a Psychic Awakening book for not just Drukhari, but also Death Guard. Wow, a brain fart. Wow. Wow, that was nuts. But yeah, inside that book was Adeptus, Mechanicus, Knights, Imperial Knights.
That's where they get Metallica and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Metallica.
Go ahead.
And then Death Guard and Drukhari were also in that book. And it was weird just because like I bought the book because anytime that there's an update, especially when it comes to books, I want to make sure we have everything.
Yeah.
So that when we record something, like we're in the know. And good thing I picked that up because I didn't know. They made like one comment about it on the Warhammer community page, and that was back in December, and then like not another word.
Dude, it's hard to find information with Warhammer because it's like all skewed all over the place.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know what the hell Warhammer community was. So like for people that don't know, Warhammer community, warhammercommunity.com.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's warhammer-community.com.
Yeah. That's where they upload like stuff about the community, but also that's also where they upload like FAQs.
Yep.
When we first started playing, I had no idea what the fucking FAQ was. I was like, what do you mean an FAQ? What's an errata? What do you mean? Like, what's going on?
People are like, y'all are doing this wrong. It's been fact. And we're like, What do you mean?
Like, what's a fact?
What's a fact?
Yeah. So if you go to warhammer-community.com, and there's like a section that says FAQs.
Yep.
If you go under there, it has all the FAQs for all of your armies. It doesn't have like specific rules like the stuff that you find inside White Dwarf.
Yep.
But what it does have is a bunch of updates for your army.
Yep.
That's how I knew that you can't take old One Eye with like an adaptive physiology because of the FAQ. There's like a bunch of weird stuff that you'll find in there that really helps out your army. So then when you go to like something like a local game store, you know, like not everybody has has the access to have like Garage Hammer with their friends and stuff. So, you know, sometimes, you know, if you don't have friends to play with, you have to go to your local game store. If you go to your local game store, people kind of expect that you kind of, you know your rules a little bit, you know your FAQs and stuff like that. So just make sure that when you go into there, you have your FAQs and you read up on them. And then like, if you're new, just say, hey, I know that I'm new and stuff. So if you could just like help me out when you can, you know, people help out.
Don't be afraid to like take all that information and write it on index cards or something that makes it easier for you to remember. Well, we knew, like, everybody knows about eBay. We all knew about eBay, but the problem with eBay is like the potentiality of or the potential to get scammed.
People are working on the roof.
Yeah, people are working on the roof. Demon on the roof.
Yeah, it's the potential to get like scammed, not knowing what you're getting. Recasters are a really big problem. Like you don't know if you buy from eBay if it's going to be a recast or not.
Oh yeah.
And a recast is basically when a company takes the mold of a model. Like let's say that they take like this Neurothrope, right? They build it, they encase it around. Like whatever the hell they do.
And
create
a mold.
Yeah, they create a mold around it, and then they take it out, and then they dip like resin inside of it. Basically. And that's a recaster. And they're not allowed at like LGS's tournaments and stuff. So if you're gonna go to like a local game store, if you're gonna go to like an LGS, and they don't allow recasters, and they like start measuring your stuff, they start like weighing your stuff, and you have a recaster, all of a sudden it's disqualified.
You're gonna be
like,
uh-oh.
Yeah, you're gonna be uh-oh'd. Very big uh-oh'd. So, just be careful of that. But other than that, eBay's a pretty good place,
eBay's
right?
pretty good. FLG's pretty good.
Yeah, FLG has like their secondhand shop, and then also like their online store where you get like 10% off or something.
Yeah. And then you've got your favorite, Troll Traders.
Troll Trader, yeah.
And then there's also like Black Legion Market, but most of these are over in Europe. So the problem with European second-handers is that you're dealing with delivery time. So if you're like in a hurry and you're trying to make a list and you just don't have the units, and the only option is like Troll Trader or Black Legion Market, then like you might not see them before the tournament. Like, so just keep that in mind whenever you're like looking for a secondhand store.
I love Troll Trader.
Yeah.
Troll Trader is great because you can get stuff that's like already painted or already primed and stuff. And
don't you have one to show to the class?
Yeah. I got this one.
Ooh.
This one is one that I got from Troll Trader.
I like the base.
Yeah, the base is really nice. I got this off of Troll Trader, really cheap price. It was shipped out to me. The shipping wasn't even that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought like this. I bought like Demonettes from there. I bought Fiends from there. Lots of stuff that I bought from Troll Trader because it's just a little bit cheaper than buying it from GW.
Right.
You know, like we've already purchased so much from Games Workshop, right?
Yes.
You know, like just like
the books alone.
Yeah, books alone cost like what, $40 each. So like anywhere that we can get things cheaper, we try to take it. We try to take advantage of it as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, because like off of eBay, like on the table right now, we've got a nice spread, right? So like I've got Belial, Samael. Most of my Dark Angels came off of an eBay sell. I bought these two Demon Princes off of eBay. John P's Blood Angels came from eBay. Where's Toby? I thought we were gonna show Toby.
Yeah. This is another reason here. You might get something like this. Hold on,
Toby's a treasure.
This is Toby.
This is Toby. He came in a box.
He came in a box and a bunch of like other stuff that's made out of like cardboard and wood and stuff. Obviously, if you brought this to an LGS, people would look at you and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
They would laugh.
They would laugh at you. Then you probably wouldn't be able to play this, maybe. But this is literally just all wood and stuff. I don't know what this is made out of.
I mean, it's very creative.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's cool. Like it's a cool what is this, Warhound Titan?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a cool conversion.
Yeah.
You just can't run this anywhere.
This is I'm gonna play this with my friends.
Yeah.
And if they don't let me, fuck them. I'm gonna play it anyway.
You want to hold him?
Yeah.
You want to hold
Toby.
Yeah, there's Toby.
This is Toby.
So just be aware of the stuff that you're purchasing. Some people might like try to jip you off. So just be very, very careful when you're buying stuff from a secondhand shop. That's why I like FLG, because they're very reputable.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that we had John P here.
For kit bash.
For kit bashing.
Yes.
Because he had to do so much kit bashing. And we're not saying kit bashing just for fun.
No.
For fun. Like, literally, there are armies out there where your codex, Space Wolves is one of them, where like almost half of your units don't come in a kit.
Nope.
And so you have to like actually kit bash them yourself.
Yep.
And which is ridiculous. It's like 9th edition. You know, you're coming out with this new codex, and there's like literal units that you can't even buy. You have to build them. You have to like kit bash them.
I have to kit bash Captain on Bike for my Raven Wing for Dark Angels. I have to kit bash the Land Speeder to make a Talon Master, and like those sprues are sold out too. So like, I don't know when I'm gonna have either of those models. Like, I know I'll have Captain on Bike soon, but like, I don't know about the other ones.
What about fucking Noise Marines?
Oh yeah,
Like Noise Marines, you have to buy what, regular Marines, and then you have to buy like an extension
Well,
kit?
don't they have the one model that you can buy now too? Like,
Yeah, it's literally one model.
Yeah, one model.
It's literally one model.
But they look cool.
Yeah, but you can get an extension kit. It's basically like a DLC for your box.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
basically
a DLC.
It's like a DLC skin, but like the skin actually is good, and it gives you like a competitive edge.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like stuff like that. You be prepared to do some kit bashing. John P has done a bunch of kit bashing, not just for fun, but because he has to in order to make certain things.
That's why I love his Space Wolves. They look so good.
Yeah. Space Wolves is an army that has a lot of kit bashing just naturally because they have to. So be prepared for that.
Another place that you can find bits again is your secondhand stores. Like sometimes they just sell bits. Like eBay, you can find bits.
Yeah, you know, inside the Hive Tyrant box.
Yeah.
They don't come with a Twin Link Devourer, which is like one of their guns. And I wanted a Twin Link Devourer, and in order to buy one, I'd have to go on. It doesn't come inside the box.
Oh, so you gotta buy a second one and like link them
Yeah,
together.
I'd have to buy. I'd either have to buy it from Forge World for, I think it's like one for like $25 or something.
Oh wow.
Just for the bit of a Twin Link Devourer, or I can kit bash it myself because it doesn't come inside the box.
Right.
So like that's what I'm saying is that, you know, you're be prepared to kit bash because
Especially,
your kit might not come with everything.
Yeah, because of WYSIWYG purposes. If you want to be WYSIWYG,
Here, put him inside.
put him in the box like he's hiding.
Yeah, like he's hiding.
Yo, you need to be conservative with this glue. Let me tell you why.
Which glue?
Which glue are you talking about? All glues.
This glue,
not,
that glue,
all,
hot
all
glue?
glues.
What
So
glue?
I forgot what fucking glue Bricky was using. So the first day that we were building models was at Bricky's house. That was the day we picked up stuff, right?
Oh my god, yes, it was the day that,
So, Bricky was going ham with this glue and some type of instant set.
And he was building a Bane blade.
And he was building his Bane blade. And the next thing I know, he comes up to me as I'm building my Storm Surge, and and he's like, Demeki, can you fix this?
Because it was messed up.
It was jacked up. So I had to snip the track off and then like redo it for him. And it was a hot mess.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty
He was
funny.
like, Demeki, please. My Bane blade. It's just like, so like when you're building like these big ass models, make sure that, you know, you're very conservative with the glue. This glue, like especially if you're using the Citadel glue, this plastic glue. I love using this plastic glue because it's my favorite. I've used other ones like Tamiya.
I want a candle that smells like plastic glue.
Yeah.
Citadel plastic glue candle. Yes.
This plastic glue is great, but what it does is that it actually melts the plastic. So when you glue stuff together with this and you put it together, it ain't coming apart. You're gonna have to snip off like pieces, in order to get this off. So this plastic glue, you have to be very careful. And then also, if you put it on and you put too much on, you're gonna lose a lot of detail on your model.
Yep, it will cover up like any of the recesses that normally would give the model detail. It will cover it up. So just be very careful. Even like we use other glues now as well. Like I use the Tamiya super thin.
For the light, I have Tommy. I love smelling it. but like whenever.
That's like, yes.
Yeah, I just take off the cover before I go to sleep, and I smell it for like a good 10 minutes, and then I fall asleep.
That's called getting high and killing brain cells.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I used to use. I can't stand it, dude. Like.
See, well, like everything like serves a purpose. Like I use it so that when I file stuff off of the plastic, it doesn't leave that rough edge.
Yeah,
it like
so you don't
fills
have to
it
use
in.
like so you don't have to use like liquid green or whatever.
Liquid green stuff or any of that other stuff. I just like, and it kind of fills it in.
It just fills it in. Damn. Dude, super gluing your onto bases.
Oh my God, yes. One thing that super glue your bases. And the reason why it's so important to super glue your bases is that you can stick a model in the freezer that has been super glued to a base, pull it out of the freezer and snap it right off. Because like the extreme cold weather fucks with like the
chemicals
inside the super glue or whatever, and like you can just snap it right off.
Yeah, and we're talking about super gluing the model onto the base.
Yeah, this. And the reason why it's important to do that is because sometimes things change. Like Marines went from a 25 millimeter base to a 32 millimeter base. So when I got my Dark Angels in, I had to snap each one of my firstborn off of the base and then put them on a 32 millimeter base. So that's one reason why you want to super glue it. Yeah, well, yeah, they look even smaller because they're on a bigger base, but they're on a bigger base. Yeah. So now, like, you know, they get a little bit more
more movement.
Yeah. So I'm cool with it. Whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, definitely super glue your stuff. I had to do that with the Harridan, because I wanted to play test it first before I like started painting it.
Yeah.
I super glued it because it's a resin model, right? And then I was like, oh fuck, I actually have to section this in order to paint it. So then I put it inside the freezer. It just snapped off the wings. Yeah. And it just like came off like so easily. Didn't damage the model at all. Super gluing stuff together is great for if you're like play testing stuff. So like if you're building something and you want to like play test it first, like a big model, super glue it together and then put it in the freezer and then snap it back off.
Yeah.
That's like a nice way to do it. Or use TTS.
Yeah.
Neoprene mats.
Yes.
I wish that we knew about these when we first started. This has made the game so much easier. This is like if you're looking for a way to make the game more fun with your friends, buy a neoprene mat. You can literally if you go to 3d6wargaming.com, you can check it out in the description.
Yep.
You just go on there. You could put literally like your face on here and let's like print it onto here. If you have like a gaming group, you could put your symbol onto here.
Yeah.
And then this is just your objective. This is it.
That's
all you need.
Someone did mention the other day that we should put our faces
on this.
On these and sell them. So maybe in the future.
This helps out so much.
Yeah.
Instead of using like the regular markers.
Oh, dude, like.
Dude,
these things. Like you even have like these objective markers that GW sells. Like.
Yeah, and like this is fine, but like.
It makes it a pain in the ass because you gotta measure the 3 inches too. Like.
Yeah, exactly. But like with this, there's no problems with the other player being like, I'm in it.
Yep.
There's no way I'm not inside this objective. And then like looking at the measurements, you just see this neoprene. If you just touch it, you're in the objective. Yep. So like, this is amazing. Just I love these.
Tow it.
Yeah, and like visually, it looks nice. So then it's instead of like seeing this from far away, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I can make that just eyeballing it. But if you put like this neoprene mat there, you're like, I can make that. I can get there.
No problem.
Fine. Yeah, no problem.
I'll make it.
Yeah. Neoprene objective markers, amazing. So much,
especially
so
with ninth. It's been so great for ninth.
It's so nice. Let's talk about this terrain. Terrain is a big thing.
Yeah.
I wish like models are cool and all, but you know what's even cooler? Not getting shot off the board turn 1.
Yeah.
That's very fun because then we all get to play.
So the funny thing is that if you watched us when we were just doing Twitch for the longest time, our terrain was literally just board game boxes.
Yeah, it was just board game. Like, that's Warhammer. Like everybody uses board game boxes. You take the Indominus box or the Dark Imperium box or whatever, and you use that as like a box. If you guys want the best box, the best board game box that uses terrain, use Star Wars Rebellion.
Yes.
It's a great box.
It's nice and thick and kind of tall. Like it's a good box.
Yeah, it's a good box.
It's nice and square too. It's a good centerpiece.
Yes, it's a good centerpiece.
So the firing lanes are on each side, not just down the middle.
Yeah. But you really need terrain, especially for 9th edition. Terrain is so important in 9th edition. There's obscuring, there's all this stuff for terrain, and you really, really need to think about terrain when you're starting out in this hobby.
Yeah, you don't have to buy the GW stuff. We have some of the GW stuff. Like we have I forgot, was it Sanctuary?
Yeah.
We have a couple of Sanctuaries. We have some ruins and whatnot. We have crates from them. Or, I mean, you can go get MDF terrain from FLG, or you can do Matt's favorite thing. You can make your own.
You can also make your own. But first, let's talk about MDF terrain.
Yes.
The different types of terrain that you can get.
Okay.
Because there's different types of terrain. I wish that I kind of knew this when we were first starting out.
I didn't.
There's different types of terrain that you can get. You can get your regular plastic terrain. This is the stuff that GW sells. These are probably my favorite ones to paint, or one of them, because it's so detailed, and you can just hit it with like dry brushes. You prime it, you hit it with dry brushes, and like you just like go to town on it, and you can get these done relatively quickly.
Yeah.
These are so fast to paint because it's just like so much detail and stuff.
You can even just hit them with an airbrush real quick.
Yeah, definitely. You can hit them with an airbrush. You can do whatever you want. It's terrain. Do whatever the fuck you want. And then you also have like your resin stuff, like 3D resin printed ones. Here, let me grab them. We have some.
So yeah, I mean, your options too is either you can buy 3D printed terrain like this thing. I didn't buy this though. I bought the STL, and then I printed it myself. And this is a PLA plastic from a PLA printer. And it took about 2 days to print because it's so large. I mean, it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
It took a day for this, for the bottom piece, and then another day for this. Well, a little bit less than a day, but still, I mean, it looks nice. We just haven't gotten around to like
painting it.
it.
But like this would be easy to paint. You prime it because there's like a bunch of ridges and stuff.
Yep.
That you can paint on it. There's also other resin stuff. You can get it from Etsy. This is like a little like thingy, ruin thingy that you can get from Etsy. This is like another one that you can grab. This is like a resin printed. We have other ones that we use as well. This one is pretty cool. You can buy stuff like this. This is resin, and then we just painted it and everything. There's like a more scenery,
it's
like scatter
thematic.
terrain. It's more thematic.
Yeah.
You know, you can get stuff like this, like your resin terrain, and then you have something called MDF.
Yep.
And MDF terrain is like wood. It's this old big old chunk of wood.
It's heavy.
It's pretty heavy. This is like printed cut, like laser cut wood that you pop out and you glue together, put it all together. This is from Death Ray Designs.
Yeah.
I love Death Ray Designs. Death Ray Designs gave us like a huge discount
yeah.
code and like and let us purchase a bunch of stuff from them. So that's awesome. Thank you, Death Ray Designs. This place is sick. We also got stuff from FLG.
Yeah.
Frontline Gaming sent us a bunch of MDF terrains. And we use them like all the time.
Yeah.
But like MDF terrain is my least favorite type of terrain. And the reason why is because it's all flat.
Yeah, there's no
ridges.
raised edges
Exactly,
or
exactly.
detail.
This is like one of them. This is called Sushi Shack. And as you can see, like on the sides right here, even though it's modular and you have stuff that you can put onto it, the entire thing is just flat. So this is like an actual paint project where you have to like figure out what you want to put on here, figure out like how you want to paint it and airbrush it and stuff. This is like the only thing really that you can like kind of dry brush, but not really anyways.
Yeah, and you got to use special primer too,
You have to use special filler primer.
Yeah.
And it only comes in like, I think, gray.
Yeah.
So you have to filler primer it first and then hit it with another set of primer for whatever color that you want for it. So it's a lot more work, you know. It's cool and it's light. It's made out of wood. It's very hard. This is another MDF one. This is like one of their more basic ones, like a rustic one.
Yeah.
And this one, like, it's nice because there's a roof.
Yeah.
And you had to like glue like these little pieces onto it.
Oh, that's plastic.
Yeah, it's like plastic, and then like you could dry brush this, but then like you can even see the rest of it. Like I don't know what the fuck to do with the.
It turned out pretty good though.
Yeah, but like I didn't know what to do with it. Like I'm just like, what do I paint here? What are these squares for? What is this all supposed to be? I don't understand what this is. You know, stuff like that. Like that's why I don't like MDF terrain. I like 3D printed stuff, plastic terrain. And terrain is very, very important, especially in 9th edition.
Yeah, you don't have to just use, you know, this stuff. You can grab terrain as long as it meets, you know, your standards as a group from like other games.
Yeah.
Why not throw a Daily Bugle Crisis Protocol in the mix?
Exactly. You can also make your own terrain.
Yes.
With foam board. This is what we have. This is like our garage hammer terrain that we have. Oh, it's broken.
Yeah.
These are like garage hammer like ruins when we were first like starting out. We needed like more ruin terrain, so we tried this out. There's some stuff online that you can get in order to build these, or you can just get like a bunch of trash and put it together. We made this. This is literally like
it's gotten better over the day because people have been accidentally breaking stuff on it.
This is like what's it called? It's 2 energy drinks. It's like a NOS and a Monster Energy drink put together and then like made into like a silo.
A silo, yeah.
And with like some poster board and stuff at the bottom and like handmade ladder and rails and
I
shit.
like it. It turned out good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a nice little. It's just like a thing.
How did your experience with chipping medium go yesterday?
Oh, I hated it. I hated it. I thought that I would like it, but like, I'm not a big fan of it. I think I like just dabbing it with a sponge more.
That is the faster approach.
Yeah, it's a faster approach.
I think chipping medium goes really well on edges.
Yeah, and like on models and stuff, but like on terrain, I think just like hitting it with a sponge is better.
Maybe it was the can.
Could have been also.
Don't use quarters, change for your models, please.
Yeah. I have a lot of models that tip over because they're heavy. So like this guy, right? He can fall over at any time because...
He's calling you a liar.
Well, no, because this one's weighted. This one isn't. Let me show you the difference. This is one that's not weighted. It will fall over. It will follow. It will follow. Just take my word. I don't want to break these, so yeah. I'm just like being very careful. A lot of people, when they have a model that's like lopsided or like heavy on one side, they put a quarter underneath it, or like a nickel or some type of change, and they super glue it at the bottom in order to make it heavier, so it's not as one-sided or it's not as lopsided or whatever, right?
Yep.
So it doesn't fall over like this. Don't do this. As you can see, if you can zoom in right here, there is a nickel here.
Yes, please don't.
Do not do this. I did this once or twice, and like. I'm not a big fan of it. I didn't like it. But what you can see right here are fish weights that I added instead. So instead of using these nickels in order to weigh out your stuff, it takes a little bit more time, but you just use these weights right here. Mm-hmm. These are just fishing weights that you can buy at like any tackle store on Amazon. They only cost Walmart. Like they cost like $2 or something. And they come with a bunch of just different weights, and you just snip them with some snippers. And you punch it down with like a
a pair of pliers.
Yeah, a pair of pliers. And then you just super glue it onto the bottom right here, and this adds enough weight to where your model isn't going to be lopsided.
Yep.
And fall over or tip over and stuff.
Magnets will also help because it's just that additional weight.
It's just an additional weight. Yep. A lot of my Harlequins tip over a lot.
Yep.
So they're all weighted at the bottom with either magnets or magnets and this. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? So like. Either one of those, and they like make it so that they don't tip over anymore.
Yeah, and putting the magnets down at the bottom is really good for the next topic that we're going to talk about, which is transportation of your models.
Yes.
In carrying cases.
Do you want to show off that carrying case?
Yeah. So this one's yours, right? Or is it John P's?
I think this is John P's.
So this is John P's. This is like a normal like model carrying bag. It doesn't open that way. It opens this way. So normally inside these things is like foam to help protect the models. As you carry them around, like so. Oh damn, he's got stuff in here. So like if you see this, like this is one of your options.
Yeah. And it's like pre-cut foam.
Yeah, it's pre-cut foam. Most of the time it's fine. Pre-cut foam's fine because it's already like over. Mm-hmm. So you might not damage your model pulling them in or pulling them out or putting them in. There are other companies out there like Battle Foam that makes laser cut ones, and those are nice. They are nice. I have a few, but I've also managed to break several of my models pulling them out of that foam because it's so exact that if you don't put the model together correctly, when you insert and pull it out, you will snap stuff off. Mm-hmm. So just keep that in mind when it comes to foam. That's the only problem I have with it. Like spiky bits always grab onto the foam when you're pulling it out.
Yeah, like having Tyranids being very, very pokey.
Yeah.
Lots of spiky bits. I can't really use the foam. I bought like a carrying case.
Yeah.
That has like some foam in it.
Oh yeah.
It costed me like $200 or something. And I put my models in it, but like they just stick inside of it because they have so much spiky bits, and they just like barrel of monkeys, and you're trying to like take them out, and like it just doesn't work. So instead, what I went with is using like plastic, and that's what this is. Yeah, boy. You can open it up. Yeah, boy.
You think if I open it up and then, is everything in here magnetized?
I believe so, yes. You might want to be careful though because...
Oh, I don't think the bottom's glued in. So yeah, but the reason why I asked is because...
No, it's glued in.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like...
It felt like it moved.
Yeah, because you're it like sinks. Here, we'll do it like this. Big test of time. Here we go.
Oh. So you can do this.
But like a lot of my units are magnetized at the bottom. And then you could just get like a box like this. We have like a drawer, and you could just take your units, put them inside of here, magnetize them at the bottom, and get like a metal like sheet.
Yeah, sheet metal.
Yeah, sheet metal, which we have, and cut it to this dimension, and then put it in here, and use this as like a carrying case. I do this all the time with a lot of my Tyranid models. I also use like this thing from Target, which is like an ornament organizer, like a box.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have it here, but you know, I'll show like a picture of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can use that also, and then put like sheet metal inside there, and that can hold like your bigger, taller models.
Yeah.
The best thing about this is that these things only cost like $20 maybe for like everything. So like it's very cheap. It's still sturdy enough where you can like carry it around. Obviously, if you're going to be flying around with these models, it's probably not a good idea. You might want to invest in something more.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that Demeki has.
So I have something called a cube. Well, it's called, they have different levels, but it's a cube from Crystal Fortress. And normally what I do with these, this is the same thing. I magnetize the bottom. Like they have magnet sheets that you can get, like 3M makes it. And you can put them in the bottom of these and then magnetize your models, and then you put them in this nice cube, and you take them with you. And what I've been using as a bag, because like they give you the option of using their product to like strap it in and carry it around. Normally what I do is I just put it in one of my nice bags, and it manages to hold the cube and then like my codexes and any other additional items that I might need to take with me.
Yeah.
And it's nice too, because like when you get enough of these, they stack, right? And you can just display your models in your house, and they don't take up as much room. So I really like these. I highly recommend these over the Battle Foam. I still like Battle Foam, but like traveling, I'm gonna probably use these.
Yeah, for traveling, I'm just gonna put them. I'm gonna eat all of them, and then go into customs.
And then poop them.
And then poop them out later.
Poop them out.
Yeah.
Why don't you insert them anally and then throw them up?
No. I want to poop them out because they're so spiky.
Oh,
It's just gonna just
stimulation.
Yeah, just a new fucking rip and tear. I'm giving rip and tear a new meaning. Tables.
Yes.
This is La Mesa right here that we're talking on.
Yes.
We built this ourselves.
Yes.
Another way, because like tables is a really, really big problem when it comes to 40K. Like trying to find the right table. A lot of dining room tables don't come in the correct size that you need to play on. It's usually like the width is too small.
Yep. Like I think most dining room tables are like 3.5 width or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Even with 9th edition having like a smaller table size, it's still hard to find a good table.
Yeah, it really is.
That's why we suggest. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do we suggest?
Ping pong tables.
Ping pong.
So it was funny. Matt was like, "Hey, let's go buy a ping pong table," and I was like, "Sure, let's go to Dick's." So, which is one of our local sporting goods stores. So we go into Dick's and we're looking at the ping pong table, and I'm looking at the dimensions, and I'm like, "Bro, this is a Warhammer table. This is 2 Warhammer tables."
Yep. And that's basically what we did. We bought a ping pong table.
Yep.
Which is literally just 2 Warhammer tables.
And that was not the intention of why we bought it originally.
Yeah. So like, it's great. So that's like our go-around table, the one that we have. Like it folds upwards, and then you could like roll it around and transport it and stuff. So ping pong tables, man. If you guys want a good table to play Warhammer on, and you don't want to spend like $400 or $500 or whatever on fucking some nice ass like custom made table.
Yep.
Or you don't want to build it yourself, buy a ping pong table. You can get them for like $160, $180.
Yeah, it was 180.
Yes, put it with your friends, and then boom, there you go. You can transport it wherever you want. So easy. You don't have to build anything. Great table.
Well, you do have to build it.
Oh yeah, you have to build it, but you don't have to like saw things.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't have to saw any wood or
stuff.
anything. You just got screw together.
Yeah, that's all that we're talking about. That's hobby talk for
Hell
today.
yeah.
Exciting. It's a pretty long episode of us. Just
well, there's a lot to cover.
Oh yeah. This is all the stuff that we've been wanting to talk about with like getting started with 40K, all the shit that we messed up on and everything like that, right?
Yeah. Because I feel like we get a lot of these questions all the time. Like,
oh yeah.
And I'm glad we finally put something out that everybody's going to be able to watch and be like, oh great, now I know.
Yeah, now I know. Now I know where I fucked up.
We fucked up so that you can succeed.
Yeah, we fucked up so you don't have to. That's the moral of this episode. There's still so much that we can talk about.
Yes.
But yeah, that's this episode of Hobby Talk. I think like in the next episode, we should probably do some type of showcase.
Yeah, definitely.
What type of showcase? What do you want to do?
I don't know. I thought you had something lined up.
How about, why don't we do like Bricky Sisters?
Oh yeah, we can do Bricky Sisters, or we can do Bricky Sisters.
Yeah.
Or John P's Wolves. We should do John P's Wolves because it's got the most kit bashing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's do John P's Wolves.
And he can talk more about kit bashing.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So on the next episode of Hobby Talk, we will be having John P over.
John P.
And he's going to be showing us his Space Wolves collection, showing us what he's got, all of his kit bashing stuff. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this episode, please leave a thumbs up. Press the subscribe button. Every time that you guys leave a like, it gives us power. We get stronger.
Yes.
The more likes that you give us, the easier it is for us to conquer the world and take over the human race.
We're trying to reach Ultra Instinct. Yes. We're not there.
Yeah.
But with your power, we can get there.
And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.